In a minor car accident. I wasn't, but say I was, and I didn't do a ton of damage, but boy, the repair cost for my car was pretty substantial. And it turns out that my insurance company said my car is totaled, which is kind of funny because I'm still driving my car back and forth to work every day while the claims process was playing out. And it turns out my car is totaled. That's crazy, right? And I kind of want to keep my car, right? It still gets me to and from the office. It works just fine. It just happens to have some damage that's expensive to repair. What do I do about that? What are my options?
That's a great question. And it's something that's happening more and more these days. And it's kind of hard to imagine that you're driving around in, let's say, a vehicle that's worth $10,000 and you get a little bit of a ding on the front bumper and headlight, right? And you think, okay, well, if this vehicle is worth $10,000 and typically insurance companies will total a vehicle if the repair cost exceeds 70% of the value of the vehicle. So that means 7,000 or more in repair costs for a $10,000 vehicle. So a layperson like myself would think, well, that means that 70% of this vehicle needs to be banged up and damaged in order for it to be totaled, right? But that's not the case because the insurance company or the repair shop that gets hired to make the repairs to your vehicle that the insurance company will pay has to order new parts for that vehicle. They're ordering a new headlamp, they're ordering a new bumper, they're ordering new rims and quarter panels and all of those things. And so those parts get more expensive every single year because they're coming directly from a factory that produces parts for repairs to vehicles. So
Sure.
last year it cost $600 to get that front bumper. This year it costs $660 to get it. Even though that vehicle is getting less expensive overall for its total value, but those parts get a little bit more expensive every single year. So it doesn't take a whole lot of damage to total a vehicle. But you're thinking, boy, that's not much. I'm still
Yeah,
comfortable driving this thing around. My neighbors aren't going to think, that I'm borderline getting foreclosed on just because I've got a little
they
ding on
might,
this
but I
nice
can I
vehicle.
can
Well,
stomach
they
that.
they
Yeah.
do anyway. But
Yep.
so you're thinking, I'm just going to keep this thing. So the magic word is retain the vehicle. That's what you want to tell your claims adjuster if
Retain
you'd
the
like
vehicle.
to
Okay.
keep the vehicle when it's been totaled. So, what will happen is the insurance company will value your vehicle. Let's say if it was the $10,000 one I used previously, they're going to say, okay, Brian, we owe you $10,000 for this vehicle. We're ignoring deductibles in this case. And they cut you a check for 10 grand. But what normally happens is they get the vehicle at that point. Doesn't have a
Sure.
whole lot of value. It's banged up, it's beaten up, it needs to be repaired. But you could say, you know what? I want to keep it. I want you to give me that check still, but I'm going to keep the vehicle. Maybe I'll repair it myself. Maybe I won't, but I want to keep the vehicle. What they'll do is instead of pay you the $10,000 and take the vehicle, they'll pay you a little bit less, but let you keep the vehicle. So maybe you get
Got it.
paid $8,000 instead of 10, but you don't have to give the vehicle over to them. You can keep it instead and do what you want with it. So kind of a nice
Got it.
option when you've got one that's in that five to $15,000 range when it comes to the value.
Sure. Okay. So if I want to keep the vehicle, I can take a slightly reduced total loss payout from my insurance claim, but keep the vehicle and then do what I please with it. That can be a great solution for a lot of families and in a lot of claim situations. If your family needs help with your insurance plan, navigating the claims process, understanding how things play out here in Michigan, we at Boer Insurance Group have been helping families in Michigan make better insurance decisions